So we're gonna test X-Falls instead of recharging. So last dungeon I already did recharging, and it keeps my mana pretty full almost all the time. But we need more damage, so we're gonna use X-Falls. But I'm not sure how that's gonna go with our survivability, because we don't have a way to recharge our mana. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. And I'm gonna test out different powers. I picked up Terror because you guarantee crit strikes against enemies that are feared. And if the boss is staggered, you get a 100% crit chance. So it helps us out with more damage. Okay. For the boss, I did a gear swap with Godslayers and swapped it out with Ever Living. Mostly because we just need more DPS. As far as X-Falls versus the recharging band, I mean, X-Falls does significantly more damage, but your mana sustain is very sus. So you need to watch out your mana when you're using this, and especially if you're gonna rely on Selig for your shield. So it's very important to take care of your mana, not to spam too crazy. But I'm not sure if Selig is worth it for Blizzard builds, because you're just not as tanky as the Lightning build, and you're not doing as much damage as you could be. So that's why I feel that Selig Blizzard isn't really worth it. But it's still possible to make it work. It's just, it's not great, but it's not bad. I think with recharging, it would allow you to spam more blizzards, and potentially you could probably do more damage. But I'm not sure. This is still testing, so what you see is not really optimized. I'm just experimenting different builds for the upcoming December dungeon. So far, Terra doesn't seem too bad. The thing is with the setup is that we don't have Metamorphosis. We're not using Accursed Touch and Prey on Weak. So our vulnerability uptime is very low because it's only coming from Ice Nova. But I think we need these other powers in order to sustain our mana. So like Call Familiar and Feed the Coven help with our mana sustain. Domination is very important since we are able to crowd control very frequently. And it has an execute when enemies that are not elite are below 35%. Resilience, this is important because we're low life and we have more damage reduction. And I'm still experimenting with Terror, but the idea is that we'll get 100% crit chance against bosses once we're staggered. And it would help us out with our DPS a little bit. I think it will be more worth than Infection, but I'm not sure. Like I said, it's just experimental.